Welcome to Plymouth, Massachusetts, America's hometown, where the Pilgrims disembarked from the Mayflower and stepped onto Plymouth Rock and into a whole new era of world history. Folks travel from around the globe to visit these icons and to experience 17th century Plymouth. And while Plymouthians are proud of their heritage and eager to share the Pilgrim's story, 21st century Plymouth is a lot more than just a boat and a rock and a chapter in a grade school textbook.
In fact, Plymouth is the largest municipality in Massachusetts, spanning about 104 square miles of coastline, woodlands, hills and fields, rivers and streams, and about 350 ponds. And all of this is home to nearly 60,000 residents, whose numbers grow by tens of thousands in the summertime.
It's the people of Plymouth who lend color and character to its vistas and villages. Welcome to America's hometown, where modern-day pilgrims are making their own mark on history every day.
For Kathy and me and Jojo and Nina, downtown Plymouth is home.
I live right on the waterfront, while Emily lives farther west near Route 3, Plymouth's direct connector to both Boston and the Cape.
One of the things Kathy and I love about downtown Plymouth is there's history on every corner here. We're basically sitting right near where the Pilgrims first landed and had their plantation. And you could actually say that history is interwoven with the day-to-day hustle and bustle of Plymouth Center.
Town Hall is just a few blocks south, next to Nathaniel Martin Elementary and the park at Stevens Field. And Memorial Hall, the town's newly renovated performance center, is just up the street to the north, along with the country's oldest museum, Pilgrim Hall, and Forefathers Monument.
The best view of downtown is probably from Burial Hill, where the Pilgrims built their first fort at the top of the First Street, New England.
Even from there, however, you'd never guess how many other villages make up this town.
We're standing in front of Geller's, a snack bar and service station that's kind of the core of Manomet. At least a regular feature of the Manomet Four Corners. The iconic neon-rimmed ice cream cone on the roof has drawn people up to the snack bar here from nearby Priscilla and Whitehorse beaches for generations. Beyond Stage Point, between Stage Point and Whitehorse Beach, you get to Manomet Point. Manomet Point was the scene of one of the original life-saving stations for the U.S. Life-Saving Service, the predecessor of the Coast Guard.
Just a few decades after Plymouth was established, the first land grants were made for tracts of land on the far side of the big hills to the south of town. Those farms, originally belonging to families like the Bartletts, Sampsons, and others, have become the village of Manomet. From its start as a few farms, Manomet has developed into a significant population center in the town. At the same time, it's maintained its popularity as a vacation spot.
As you leave Manomet on your journey south, you land in the village known locally as Ellisville, sort of a suburb of Cedarville and Manomet. Primarily residential, Ellisville is home to beautiful beaches and ocean views, a natural harbor with Barrier Beach and Salt Marsh, and Ellisville Harbor State Park, where I am now. During the colder months, harbor seals can often be seen just offshore. Not far from where I live is the town-owned Center Hill Preservation, a conservation area with hiking trails through the woods and a path to the beach. As beautiful as this area is, Ellisville often gets lost in the shadow of Cedarville, the larger village that forms Plymouth's southern border with the Sagamore Beach section of Bourne. The entire area surrounding Ellisville and Cedarville has experienced rapid growth in recent years. Heading south, the Sagamore Bridge, which arches over the canal to Cape Cod, is only minutes away from Cedarville by car. If you head inland from Cedarville, you'll pass through the Marine Lance Corporal Jeffrey C. Burgess Memorial Square, a poignant reminder of this young Plymouth resident who died in Iraq in 2004 while serving his country. While Cedarville may be located along Plymouth's southern coastline, it's not the same thing as South Plymouth, which actually is located over there to the west.
Not so long ago, South Plymouth wasn't so much a village. It was a vast expanse of undeveloped land tucked away in the southwest corner of town, a lot closer to Wareham than it was Plymouth proper. But that abundance of land also made it affordable for many newcomers, and over the years, South Plymouth had become a huge home to a large percentage of the town's residents. And that Long Pond Road connector also boasts access to the town's massive Forges Field Sports and Recreation Complex, 3 of the town's golf courses, and farther east, 2 indoor sports facilities and extensive shopping complexes on both sides of the roadway. But that road also takes us into a whole other village, one Rich Harvard spends a lot of time in these days.
Chiltonville sits in the geographic center of town, neatly surrounded by other diverse villages and circled by main arteries loaded with busy facilities. Here on Obery Street, the state recently built a new modern courthouse right next door to the county's new Registry of Deeds. Located on former county farm and county jail land, it abuts the 1,500-bed county, state, and federal prison located behind the Plymouth Police Station. The court property also abuts the new entrance to Plymouth's Jordan Hospital, a modern 150-bed facility serving the community since 1902. Beyond the hospital, the landscape grows more rural and bucolic as you head into the heart of Chiltonville. Once home to large estates and farms owned by residents with names both familiar and historic, like Brewster, Withington, and Jordan, as in Jordan Marsh, as well as the hospital, it's retained many of its open fields, country dirt roads, and pastoral rivers and woodlands. But it has also grown and changed. About a decade ago, the town approved a massive 3,000-acre village within the village, known as the Pine Hills. Still in development, the Pine Hills, with direct access to Route 3, South Plymouth, Manomet, Chiltonville, and downtown, now boasts age-restricted developments and apartment living, as well as million-dollar homes, 3 golf courses, and an old New England-style business district, all while preserving a vast portion of the property as open space.
Like South Plymouth, it wasn't that long ago that West Plymouth was, pretty much the same. We had mostly woods, cottages here and there, but then in the late 70s, neighborhoods started to pop up. A couple elementary schools, such as Federal Furnace here, started to show up. Then we've got West School up in the other part of West Plymouth. It just grew and grew from there. Plymouth Airport came along, and it's just grown from there. The village follows the Carver town line all the way to the state forest in the south and the Kingston line in the north. It is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, village in all of Plymouth. The new Colony Place, the open air shopping plaza. There's something there for everyone to do.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith. I'm the managing editor of the Plymouth Newsroom, and welcome to North Plymouth. This is the Plymouth Village Center that I call home. In 1824, a young man named Bourne Spooner, who was born of Plymouth sea captains, had the great vision to learn rope making, and he founded the Cordage Company, bringing Plymouth into the Industrial Revolution. In 1825, Spooner started constructing housing for his workers. The company built more than 350 family residential units in 125 buildings in North Plymouth. And so the modern stamp of this busy village center was born. Every day you can feel the hum of life when you hear the bells of St. Mary's ringing morning, noon, and night. North Plymouth is a real melting pot whose residents represent a wide variety of ethnic backgrounds. The epitome of this, to me, can be seen every summer at the annual Holy Ghost Festival, a Portuguese tradition that takes place here in North Plymouth and draws festive folks from all around. Like about 30 million other Americans, I can lay claim to being descended from the Pilgrims who stepped ashore here in 1620. When I moved to Plymouth about 380 years after that historic venture, I can say I truly felt like I was coming home. Not only do I live in North Plymouth, I work here too. Our newsroom is located on Standish Avenue, 2 long blocks from Plymouth Harbor and just 4 blocks from my home.
Hi, Casey. Where in Plymouth have you been today?
Why don't we let them figure it out?
If you noticed Casey in any of the other scenes in this video, and you think you can tell us how many times she appeared and in which villages, email your answer to plymouth@cnc.com or mail your answer to wickedlocalplymouth.com at 182 Standish Avenue, Plymouth, Mass. 02360, along with your name, address, and a number where we can reach you.
We'll put all the correct answers into a hat, and right after Labor Day, Stephen Karadianis, the conductor of the Plymouth Philharmonic Orchestra, will draw the name of a winner who will receive 4 tickets to the opening concert. The concert, which takes place September 20th, will feature a rousing rendition of Beethoven's 9th Symphony. This is going to be Stephen's 15th season as conductor, so it should be a very special concert. And we will see you there.